Hey everyone, I'm Ken from OK Portugal, and today we're doing a full walking tour of this lovely little farm that's up for sale. It's called Quinta del Luge. The property is just under 1.2 hectares in size, which is close to 3 acres. It includes a newly renovated main house with 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. It's got air conditioning and loads more. Outside you'll find 5 greenhouses for all year round growing, plus a wide variety of fruit trees scattered all around the land, all watered by 2 deep wells hooked up to a fully programmable irrigation system. In terms of location, it's only 1.7 kilometers or just over a mile from the historic village of Alpedrinha in the Fundão region of central Portugal. Alpedrinha has a school, a public swimming pool, a post office, a bakery, a few cafes, restaurants, small shops. It even has a petrol station and a bank. And if you need even more than that, the city of Fundão is just 15 minutes away with pretty much everything you'll need. You're also less than 30 minutes away from the big city of Castelo Branco. It's much bigger, it has loads more shops and amenities. Now the transport links in this region are excellent. You can get to Lisbon and its international airport in just over 2 hours, and you can get to Porto in just under 3. So let's jump right in and take a closer look at what Quinta del Luge has to offer. To get started, I'm going to pop up a map on the screen and you can see exactly where we are in relation to the borders of the property. It's a very attractive front entrance to the property. We've got the name Quinta del Luge, which means Farm of the Light or Estate of the Light. We have one of their cute dogs just sitting outside here in the shade. And let me just show you what the outside looks like. So we've got this beautiful road. It's a tarred road all the way up to the property. If we turn around on the other side, we've got some oak trees and nice big open space and open fields. And if we look down in the other direction over here, we've got another road that heads on down into the village of Alpedrinha. So we can see from the outside it's all fully fenced, the entire property, 1.2 hectares. And then obviously this is the entrance side. So let's go through these gates. Now these are automated electric gates. So you get a little clicker and you can open and shut them. We've got the driveway that leads us all the way up to the house. And we've got some lovely little pine trees. Lots of trees all over the place. This is a cherry tree and you're going to see a lot more of those as we walk through. If we turn to this side over here, we have a whole terrace that's full of olive trees. But we're going to get to this a little bit later. On the left hand side, we've got quite a big field over here. So we can start to see the house. And we've got this big field section over here. This is full of cherry trees. Now we've just come out of cherry season, so there aren't that many cherries on the trees anymore, but imagine in cherry season this whole farm is full of them. We can also see irrigation, and that's running all throughout the fields, all throughout the farm. We've got some more olive trees dotted around. I actually lost count, there are just so many on the property. And then we've got lovely shade that comes off the big fig trees here. You can see that they've chosen to park their car underneath here just to keep it nice and cool, but there's plenty of trees to do that and plenty of accesses. Now this over here, this is fiber. So they've got fiber running into the property for internet. So you can have fiber internet. I've also got very good 4G and 5G internet access on my phone. So internet here is fantastic. On this side over here, we have another big open terrace space. As you can see, this is being irrigated right now. And I'll show you where all this irrigation water comes from in a bit. Now I think we're going to start the tour with the house and then we're going to move on to this impressive bit of land around it. So this face of the house here, this is looking south. North is in that direction and we are on the west side of the building looking east. And you can see it's quite a big house. Now this was renovated a couple of years ago. We've got space on the outside here to park 2 cars side by side and obviously more cars going along this way. On the outside here we have some pomegranate trees. I've been told that these are really good pomegranates. Obviously this place is getting irrigated nicely and there's lots of flowers, but I've been told that the pomegranates coming off these are really big and tasty. And we can see one of the bedrooms here and another little access. So let's go through the main house. I would say this is the front door of the property and let's have a look inside. So we come into a really big room here. Now I would have thought that this is a living room, but they told me that this is actually a dining room. So a lot of space. We've got a kitchen through here. I think what we're going to do is we're going to start on this side over here. This is actually one of the bedrooms that's currently being used as a pantry and a storage space. So at the moment we've got like a fridge freezer in here. We've got a washing machine, a tumble dryer. We've got some big wardrobes that were obviously here when this was a bedroom. And if we go through, we've got some views that take us out to the driveway that we just came up. And now, as I said, it's been newly renovated, so all of the windows are double glazed, nice thick double glazing. We've got little pull down shutters on the windows for privacy. And let me just spin you back in this direction and just show you the rest of this room. So quite a tall ceiling in here. And this could be used as an office, another bedroom, or whatever you want. We've got a wood burning stove just on the side. And again, plenty of space. Air conditioning up on the ceiling there. Let's have a look at this kitchen. So we have a place where you can serve through the wall. And starting on this side, we have a little breakfast table and a really big kitchen area. So we've got the oven, we've got an induction hob, the extractor fan, microwave, coffee machine, plenty of countertop space for pretty much everything. And we have a dishwashing unit just on the side here, nice big sink, and then we have some windows that give you views outside into the garden. And one of the big wells on the property that we'll see in a moment. And if I spin around this way, we can see the rest of the kitchen. So it's really quite big. There's definitely space here where you could put your washing machines and tumble dryers. You know, you could empty out that other room and you'd still be able to use them. A huge American style fridge freezer with ice maker and water, and lots of cupboards, and another window up on the side. So it's quite a big house so far. It's a really big kitchen, really big spaces. And as we walk out of the kitchen back into the living area, we can see the wood burning stove a bit better. I think that an area like this could make a really cozy sort of dining area and lounge. You could put some sofas up here and you could make this really cozy. You've obviously got the option of heating with the fire or heating with the inverter air conditioning system that they have in the house. Heating and cooling. And as we go through here, we have a little hallway area. This takes us to the bathroom. This is kind of like the guest bathroom or the bathroom for the whole house. We have a toilet, sink. We have a shower that goes into I would say a half-size bathtub. And if we come out of here, let me just close this up. This takes us into what will be the actual lounge. So another huge space. And let me just stand in this corner over here and just show you. You can put massive furniture in here. They've got the television in here. They've got another air conditioner in here. And we have some doors that lead out into the garden that we're going to have a look at in a moment. And then if you look on this side, we have one of the bedrooms. So I'd say this is probably bedroom number 2 because we looked at the first one in the beginning. And you can see on the side here we have space for clothing. We have the ensuite, which is on this side here. And as you can see, these rooms are actually in use at the moment. The person who's looking after the house is using the room. And then we have the bed just over here. So quite a lot of space. And we've got nice light coming through the windows. This looks back down the driveway from where we came. And let me just spin around and show you the bedroom from this side. Lots and lots of storage, big cupboards to store everything you have. And also air conditioner again, so really useful to have that, especially in Portugal where it can get quite hot in the summer times and also can get chilly in the winter times depending on the season. So as we go through, we're going to do this last. Let's go through this one first. This is an absolutely enormous bedroom. So they've got like a bit of an office space on the side here. Now they do have fiber internet, so they have fiber here, so you can get up to 1 gigabyte, possibly 10 gigabit connection. So really quite handy if you want to be doing work from home. Look at the size of this bedroom. It's space for loads of beds. Let's have a look. Right up on the top here, we've got another air conditioner unit. And they're inverter units, so they're going to be very economical for electricity. This looks out over the front gate entrance just over there, and this is the cherry field. And looking in the other direction, we have some more windows on that side. And again, we have another ensuite bathroom. This one's quite big. It has a full-size bathtub, the shower, the toilet, and a his and hers basin area. So it's quite a big house. It's a house that could definitely be used as a family house, and it has all of the essentials already put in. And it also has the potential for expansion. So if we go through here, this is a door that leads through to the attic. And some of the work has been done already. I'll just show you as we go up these stairs. But essentially, this area could be renovated and turned into a whole new living area. So let me just go up and through and show you what I'm talking about. So the house has a new roof on it, and with the new roof we have these steel beams, we have insulation underneath here. I think these old wooden posts would have been the old posts of the building, so these are probably ones that can be removed. And then just look at that, you've got a lot of space in here, either for storage or you could turn this into another bedroom or an office. And here again is looking from the other side at all of the space. And as we go back to the stairs, I just want to show you on this side, there is also potential for renovating and making this a usable space. So all in all, there are some good options. I mean, the house is already quite big as it is, and then obviously you can add all of that extra onto it. So it's pretty good. All right, so we're back in the living room area, and the next place I want to take you is onto this balcony. We have a bit of a wraparound balcony that comes through here. Look at that. Really nice. This is the part of the property that looks to the east. So we've got the sunrise coming from this side and setting on the other side of the building. Hello, little doggy. I've got a beautiful dog. Look at this. Beautiful. What a sweet doggy. So this patio area runs all along this side and along that side. It gives you some really nice shade, and it gives you a space where you can sit and look out over the gardens. Now, right now, everything is getting quite dry because we're just about to hit summertime. And there obviously are sprinklers and things like that you could run. There's irrigation that goes throughout this entire property. So, I mean, on every single terrace, there's irrigation points, sprinklers. But I'll show you that in a moment. But if we look on this main terrace here, we've got some fruit trees. We have cherry trees. I believe this one over here is like an apple tree or a marmelo tree, which they make marmalade from. And then we've got various stone oaks and pine trees and things dotted all over. And then let's just turn around and I'll just show you this area. So this is a really nice like outdoor area where you can sit. This is where we came from down here, and you can make meals out here, you can set up the barbecue out here. This is a nice cool area and a place where we're getting a really lovely breeze just coming through here. Place to keep you out of the sun. Oh, I like that. A little bit of stained glass with what looks like an ox and a wagon. So now we move on to the outdoor spaces of the property. We're going to retrace our steps a little bit, and you're more than welcome to follow me too, little doggy. Yeah. So as we walk out here, we can see the front of the property again. This is where we came through. This is the area where you can park cars, the area where we had these pomegranates. And what we're going to do is we're going to start on the front lower terrace, and we're going to work our way around. This is an area that I showed you earlier on, the area that has the cherry trees. I really like this driveway. It's obviously got these trees over here. This could be cut back a little bit and you could get bigger vehicles through. But as these grow up, they're going to put some beautiful shade down here. So we're back at the front entrance. We've got solar panels. Now these solar panels don't have a battery system hooked up to them, so they only provide power when the sun's actually shining on them, but that's going to offset your electricity bill in the house. It's also going to feed into the meter box over here, and potentially that can also give you money each month if you generate electricity that goes back into the grid. It's quite a nice system. We've got 6 panels. Judging by the size of them, I'd say that they're somewhere between 400 and 500 watts each. So we've got 2,000 to 3,000 watts of electricity generation right here. And to the front of the panels, this whole terrace here is just full of olive trees. We can see the road that stretches out on the side here, the road that enters the property, and we can also see all of this fencing. And this fencing surrounds the entire property, so you can move straight in here with your dogs. You don't have to worry about them getting out. And let me just swing you around in this direction here and just show you what this terrace looks like. So really nice. Obviously everything's quite dry now because we are entering summer, but again we do have these irrigation points. Now if you wanted to, you could actually set these up and just be irrigating this entire property. This is quite a system that they've set up, and you're going to find these access points all over the place. I'm going to point them out. They're fully programmable, so you can program in timers, which days, you can do all sorts of stuff. And there's also different points on here. So we've got something which you can attach a hose or a drip irrigation system, something you can attach much bigger stuff to on all these different sides. So a really nice irrigation system. And as we carry on walking along, we can see these black pipes here. So these black pipes are all drip irrigation pipes. And these go to pretty much every single tree all along this entire property. We also have lots of grapes. So these are the grapes that are growing along the fence line here. You're going to notice that we have on every single terrace, we have along the boundary of the terrace or the wall of the terrace, we just have loads of grapes growing everywhere. This takes us onto another large flat open area, an open terrace. And we're getting a glimpse now of some of the greenhouses. There's 5 greenhouses, and we're going to go and have a look at those in a bit. Now before we get there, I'm going to show you the last 2 terraces on this side, and I'll pop up a map on the screen just to show you exactly where we are right now. So I've got a little buddy to help me with my video today. What a sweet dog. You know, you look very similar to my Mimo, very similar, but you've got beautiful eyes. So again, on this terrace, we have another irrigation point just over here, all with a water computer, completely programmable, drip irrigation pipes running around and going to the trees. And look at these trees. These are some huge olive trees. So you're going to be able to make plenty of your own olive oil out of this. And if we have a look, we can see the start of the olives. So the flowers are starting to fall off and we're getting the little green olives that are starting to appear. And there's going to be an absolute stack of olives. Just look at the size of this terrace. And it's all completely full of them. Amazing. And if we carry on in this direction, we go down onto yet another terrace. I don't know if the microphone's picking it up, but there's actually a river that's running just underneath here. This river actually borders with the property, and we'll see that in a bit. Now these over here, this is called marmelo. They look like apples when they're fully grown, but they've got like a bit of a fuzz on them, almost like peaches, and they're quite bitter, and you can make marmalade out of them. And we've got marmelo, we have masa or apple. So this is like a fruit orchard. Now they haven't quite cut the grass in here yet, so it's not that accessible, but you imagine exactly the shape and size. You can see where all of these trees are. This is the limit of the property or the border of the property, and then it comes back round and back up to join up with the house. Really nice having that sound of the running water over there and that beautiful river and the beautiful little doggy just over here. Now there's something else that this property offers, and that is another piece of land. It's just across from where we are here. I'll show you on the map exactly where that piece of land is. We'll go there in a bit, we'll have a look at that. But I also want to point out that the limits of the property actually extends to where this river is. So at the moment they've obviously put the fence line here, but the actual land goes all the way up to the border of the river, and that runs all along this border of the property. So you have access to that river, and it's something that you can actually access from your property if the fence weren't there. Perhaps you could put in some kind of a gate on the fence along this side so that you can access it a bit better. But it's really not difficult to access. I'll show you a little bit later when we're in that area of the farm. You just go out the gates and across to your other piece of property here, and the river is just down there. So we're going to walk back up and go through these terraces again so we can get up to where the greenhouses are. And I just want to point out that although there are terraces on the land and they do slope down, they're very gentle terraces. Some of the properties that I film, the terraces are really steep and you're out of breath walking around, but this farm is very flat for the most part, and the terraces are really not that tall. Now irrigation is a big deal on this farm. There's pop-up sprinklers all over the place. There's pipes all over the place, drip irrigation, access points. It really is pretty amazing. I can imagine that you can keep this entire farm green and lush the whole way through the summer, because they've got some huge wells that supply all of these pumps. The trees that grow on this farm are just so numerous. Cherry trees again, stone oaks, more decorative oaks. We've got more cherry trees, and the list just goes on and on. So many trees, all here, all nice and mature, and all producing fruit. Another thing that this farm was very good at producing is honey. And if we look down here, this is an area where they had a whole bunch of beehives all lined up here, and I believe the owner of this farm used to produce lots and lots of honey. And I imagine that a property like this, especially in the spring when all of the fields are full of flowers you know, loads of pollen, and this would be an extremely good area for you to produce honey. So I'm going to carry on walking through this terrace. We're nearly at where the greenhouses are. If I swing around this way, we can actually see another aspect of the house. So that's that outdoor kitchen area, and it's quite pretty. We've got the mountains in the background here. Really, really nice. Now, the previous owner of this farm has set this place up really well for farming and for growing produce. As we can see, we've got 3 covered greenhouses over here, and these obviously haven't been used in a while, but if you look, we've got these beautiful growing tables inside. So I mean, this is where you can plant up all of your vegetables and everything, keep them off the ground, keep them all away from bugs and insects. I believe there are 15 of these tables, and now obviously you're going to want to recover these, but you just have to use some plastic. It's really not a big deal, and you can cover these all back up and start growing a whole stack of veggies. And again, we have another one of these irrigation points. Now I think something like this, you could grow some serious vegetables. We have 4 little planters that are maybe the size of, you know, one of these little wooden trays here, and at the moment we only have 2 of them planted up, and we have enough veggies and salad in just 2 of those to feed both me and Gina. So imagine what you could grow on a property this big. Now I'll show you on a map exactly where we are now. This side of the field here is basically dedicated for citrus fruit. We've got loads of citrus. We do have another little apple tree just on this side. We can actually see the limit of the property, or the border, just to the right here. Again, we have irrigation pipes that are running along the ground here. We have other water access points that are just popping up here, where you can actually attach really large hoses. These are all lemon trees, and we've got lemons. We've got oranges, I think, on this side over here. And then we have the smaller sort of easy peelers on this big tree over here. So a really nice big one. Along the sides here we have more apples. I think these are apples, or are these marmelos? These are apples. Really nice. Look how healthy these are looking. Obviously they're a little bit too small now. And if we carry on through here, we've got another big greenhouse, and we have a storage room just on this side. Now as I walk around this farm, it's very evident to me that it's super peaceful. I'm not hearing loads of dogs barking. All I'm hearing are birds up in the trees. I'm hearing a couple of little bugs and insects and things buzzing past. I'm not hearing any people's voices. I'm not hearing any traffic. It's really quite nice and peaceful. So this is another really big greenhouse. It's already got a cover on it. What Gina and I did was we just bought shade cloth, the kind of shade netting that you use to cover plants, and we just covered ours with like shade cloth going from this side across to the other side, and just carried on putting pieces. It actually works quite well. Now obviously there's nothing being grown in here. This is just kind of used for storage, but it's a really large space. Look at that. And we have some drip irrigation with some sprays hanging off the ceiling here, so it's all set up. And then another water computer connection point just over there. Absolutely amazing how they've set all of that up. Over here we have a little shed. This is for storage. Let's have a look in here. Nice. Quite a nice size, and you can store quite a lot of stuff in here. And then if we go in this direction, we can get back up to the terrace where the house is, but this time we're going to go around the other side of the house. I'm being followed by my little friend. Hello, doggy. Come on. That's a very cute little dog. So we have some little steps that lead us up to the garden area over here, and you can see this aspect of the house here. So this is the part of the house where we came out earlier, and then we walked around the balcony. And if we look in this direction, we have another storage shed. Let's see if this one's open. And let's see. Oh, look at that. So we've got a big lawn tractor in here. And we've got a big rotavator. So this is something that you can use to till the soil if you want to plant veggies directly into the soil. Big lawnmower, and yeah, big ride-on mower. Now there's an area of the house that we didn't see earlier. Let me just go around here quickly and show it to you. As we came out the living room doors over there, we just went in that direction, and we never actually saw this little nook over here, so I'm not sure what's in here. So this just looks like another little storage area. And we've got, yeah, it's just a storage area where you can keep some tools and bottles, gas bottles and things like that. All very nice. And then this over here looks like the perfect place to put a little gazebo next to the house. Imagine you can put a gazebo over here with a nice little cover, some outdoor sofas, and then while seated up in the gazebo you can look around over these really nice views. Right, so let's go around this side of the house and we can see a really large cherry tree. Look at this, and we've got some absolutely beautiful cherries on this one. This is what this area is known for. Fundau is known for its cherries. It's the land of the cherries. And as you can see, look at them, they grow beautiful out here. Well, it's perfect. So as we go around the corner from the cherry tree, this is looking back at one of the bedrooms. This is looking back at the side of the house and the driveway from where we came in. This is one of the wells in the property. So we can see we have the water access point over here with the water computer and everything, all of the pipe work. We have the boundary of the land that stretches out along here, also with pipes and everything. This is that big cherry field with all of the cherry trees. And on this side we have a big well, so we can see the concrete rings of the well that run deep underground. And then we can see some stairs that take you down into where the pump house is. So let's go through here quickly and have a look. So this is quite a standard system that you'll see here. We've got the big old water pump on the ground. We have what's called a pressure vessel or a pressure balloon. What this does is it holds the water in the pipes under pressure. There's air in there, or an airbag. When you pressurize the pipes with the pump, this stores pressure in it that keeps the pipes under pressure, so that when you turn on a tap you have water running instantly. And as the pressure lowers, the pump switches back on and fills it up. And then we have a water filter over here, and then we have the connection to the electrics. And that is actually one of two big wells for the property. So the water system for the property is fully off-grid, and I'll show you in the house itself. We have a room that we're going to go to, but if we actually look at this space over here, this is a giant water tank. Let's go and have a look at that. It's like a big cistern that you store water right next to the house, and it feeds the house with water. And if we look in here, we can see we've got some more of the electrics here, some more pressure vessels, some more filters, and this is a hatch going into the water tank. So I don't know if you can see, but there's a lot of water down there in that tank. So it's a very off-grid water supply that you have for the house. You also have that potential with solar panels to add batteries and have off-grid electricity. And the septic for the house is also handled off-grid, where just to the front of the house on this side there are two septic tanks, and these are called soak-away systems. So the waste goes into there, basically soaks away into the ground and basically disintegrates into the ground. All of the bacteria in the soil eat it, and it's kind of a system that you shouldn't need to pump out at any point in time. So we're going back through the front gates of the property. This is where we started the tour, and now we're going to have a look at the other adjoining piece of land. And as I go down here, just listen how peaceful it is. It's just completely peaceful, and look at the surrounding area. Look how pretty everything is. So let me pop up a map and show you exactly where this other piece of land is and where we're standing right now. We can see from the outside it's also fully fenced. We have a little door on this side. If we go through, this takes us onto a very pretty little piece of land, and they've only just trimmed the grass here, just enough for us to get through and see what we have to see. But obviously all of this does still have to be cut back. And if we go down in this direction, we have an absolutely enormous well, and this is the well that does most of the heavy lifting for the property. It's full of water. It's really quite low down. It's next to the river. If we look over here, look at that, absolutely full of water, and this will go very deep into the ground as well. And just look at the size of it. And over here, this is the pump room. So if we look in here, we have all of the pipework. We have a huge filter. Look at that, absolutely gigantic. Again, also computerized, and all of the valves to send everything around. This separate bit of land is really, really pretty, and I was told that The owners used to park a caravan over here. It's the perfect little location with the stream down in that direction. And we've got all these little fruit trees back here. On this side they have big double opening doors, and this is where they would get the motorhome through here and park it on the field. And obviously now that everything's so overgrown, it's quite difficult to see, but if you cut everything back and you've got a lovely lawn out here, and then we can hear the roar of the stream that's coming past. Sounds like it's coming off a really big waterfall. Look at that. Crystal clear water. Really, really nice. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the limits of the property actually stretches down and borders with the river, whereas the fence of the property is set back a little bit so that they could actually put the fence up. But you could essentially access this water in the river here right from this property over here or the main property on this side over here. And we can see how the fence line is set back a little bit on this side, and as we get over here we can see there's quite a bit more land that stretches out and meets up with this beautiful little stream. So we are back to where we started, and it's been a pretty amazing trip around this farm. I've really enjoyed it. It's got a lot to offer. Now, if you are interested in buying this, have a look in the video description below. I'm going to put the seller's contact details. Send them a message, write them an email if you have any questions about it, if you want to make an offer on the property, or if you'd like to book a visit. I think this is really going to suit someone that just wants to move to Portugal and they don't want to have to go through a whole renovation. They don't want to have to put in all of the infrastructure. They just want to be able to come here and live, start producing food, start producing honey, keep some animals, and just have a really nice, peaceful life in the countryside. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you again very soon for another one of these tours. All the best, Ciao.